Me and you both know, our anime veterans, people who watched anime before it was popular, me and you both know the struggle that we had to go through. I'm talking about the bullying, the verbal abuse of liking anime. How it's all of a sudden okay to like. How did anime become mainstream? I'm not finna go into backstory right now, not in the beginning, of why anime has been a big impact in my life. But we're finna get into this video.
How did anime become mainstream? I'm sure many of you, like myself, have started to notice more and more of how much anime has been promoted here recently in America. So, how did anime go from being labeled weird and nerdy, to McDonald's, one of America's biggest conglomerates, doing a collaboration with some of the best anime studios.
Hey, that's one of the biggest things right there.
To market to the West. In this video, I want to go over some of the most pivotal anime and its influence in American culture and how I believe it has become mainstream. Now, the first thing that we need to look at when seeing how popular anime has become in the last 5 to 10 years is the audience, which is primarily millennials and Gen Z. Being a part of this club, I grew up on Disney classics in the 90s, like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. I also enjoyed Saturday morning cartoons on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. We're talking SpongeBob, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I even watched some classics on Boomerang like Looney Tunes. Growing up with these gave me a deep love for 2D animation and cartoons. Now, the common notion in the West growing up was that animation and cartoons, for the most part, were for kids. This is the complete opposite notion that Japan has. While Western animation companies like Disney stopped using 2D animation after Princess and the Frog in 2009, Japan doubled down and made 2D animation a staple of their entertainment for the rest of the world. Because of this, millennials and Gen Z slowly but surely started gravitating towards anime because it provided more mature storytelling in the medium that we all grew up with. Speaking of our audience, I wouldn't be able to continue this video without mentioning a very important worldwide event from 2020 to 2022 which greatly increased anime consumption due to people being on lockdown from a pandemic. That's right, I'm arguing that because of COVID-19, anime experienced a great renaissance that we had never seen before. Now, was anime popular before COVID-19? Yes, of course. I'm not saying it wasn't. What I am saying is that with the help of social media, more specifically TikTok, anime as a whole exploded. The reason I am talking to you right now with almost 900,000 subscribers is because I started posting anime memes on TikTok in 2021.
He not beating Goku! He not beating Goku!
From a personal standpoint, although COVID-19 kept me from having a normal graduation and a normal college experience, it gave me the opportunity to become a content creator and an influencer for you guys, which I do not take for granted. Now, as we begin to look at these more specific anime, know that all of these, I would argue, grew in popularity during COVID-19, some more than others. With that being said, my first example is an animation studio that has created countless masterpiece films which have directly competed with the likes of Disney and the...
First, before we continue, Spirited Away, hands down. Studio Ghibli was in my opinion, the first to just break out anime in the West and made it popular. Spirited Away was one of my favorite movies. Like I was already watching anime, but like Spirited Away was a movie that even my cousins had back then. A whole lot of movies. That was like the only anime they had in the collection, and it was Spirited Away. And I was like, you like Spirited Away? I was like, yeah, I like the movie. Not knowing that me, an anime lover, freaking loved Spirited Away. If it wasn't Dragon Ball Z, it definitely was Studio Ghibli to introduce anime to the West. First and foremost, yeah, R.I.P. Akira Toriyama.
The last 40 years. Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli has separated itself from more traditional anime that is based on manga or video games, which I will go over later. I believe that the creator of the studio, Hayao Miyazaki, is a sort of spiritual successor to Walt Disney, creating films that resonate for children but also have deeper meanings and motifs for adults to tackle. Not only this, but Hollywood has grown a massive respect for the studio, with A-list celebrities like Christian Bale, Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Robert Pattinson, and many more starring in these films. When a Studio Ghibli dub is casting actors in Hollywood, every celebrity auditions because they know how popular these films are and how it will add unique value to their acting portfolio. And although Studio Ghibli is technically anime, it does carry a different weight in terms of influence as compared to more specific television broadcast anime that I will be talking about now. This anime ran for 1,269 episodes and is part of a $92 billion franchise spawning numerous video games and a worldwide popular
Pokemon was
it. If you
it.
haven't guessed already, the anime that I'm talking about now is Pokemon.
Pokemon
was and remains a giant in Japanese media. And I almost forgot this in the video because Pokemon doesn't feel like anime to me, but it is. Without Pokemon, anime wouldn't have near the influence that it has now in the West. Pokemon was so incredibly popular that I remember that it would run prime time on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network instead of being put on Toonami at night with the other anime. Now, part of this is due to the fact that Pokemon was targeted mostly towards kids, but I can't ignore the massive part that Pokemon has played in the last 30 years helping anime become mainstream.
I agree.
In addition to Pokemon, another show that I believe that played a massive part in the growing popularity of anime during the 90s was Dragon Ball Z.
Of course.
Although Dragon Ball Z was targeted more towards older adolescents
R.I.P.
with the increase of violence
Akira
and language
Toriyama.
compared to Pokemon. Still, it took the pop culture world by storm, and although it only aired from 1999 to 2003 on Cartoon Network's Toonami program, it only grew with popularity through the years of it not airing, before it eventually returned 12 years later with Dragon Ball Super. Because of this, similar to Pokemon, countless games, movies, and collectibles were produced from this franchise, and I would argue
Real ones know. Budokai Tenkaichi 3, one of the best Dragon Ball Z games. Argue with your mama.
that Goku is one of the most iconic characters in modern media, not only worldwide, but in the US as well. But if you didn't know already, filmmaker Michael B. Jordan, like many other celebrities, is a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, and has directly taken shots from the anime to put in his latest film, Creed 3. Nevertheless, many fans of anime consider Dragon Ball Z the grandfather of shonen, which would become the most popular genre of the medium.
Before I continue, I will never forgive how he said Naruto. Naruto? What? I don't know how he said. I can't even pronounce how he said it wrong. Him saying Naruto wrong or off rip. I can't believe it. I don't know. He might now like it more. But nah. We ain't forgetting how you said Naruto. I'm sorry, Michael B.
So this happened after I recorded this video, but I just wanted to say rest in peace to the creator and author of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. You will be missed.
Speaking of shonen, the next anime that we see grow in immense popularity in North America while Dragon Ball Z wasn't airing is a show called Naruto. Beginning to air in the US on Toonami in 2005, Naruto established itself immediately and rose to the top after a few years and peaked with a follow-up series, Naruto Shippuden. If Dragon Ball Z...
Naruto went crazy. I'm talking about, I remember when the first trailer of Naruto on Toonami was supposed to air, me, my brothers, and my sister, we all sat in like this game room we had, and we watched the first episode come out on Cartoon Network. Memories like that is just very important because that was just a crazy experience that just led me into the Naruto world. I'm like, who is these orange, blue, and pink characters? Like some Power Rangers. Turns out they're ninjas, and after sitting down and watching it, we was like, I ain't gonna lie, this the next best thing. This it. I might sound like LeBron right now, but I already knew. Naruto was gonna be big. I already knew it was gonna impact the world.
Dominated the 90s, then Naruto easily dominated the 2000s, and it's still considered one of the most influential anime in shonen today. The impact of Naruto has even reached MMA fighting, with Israel Adesanya using the iconic Rock Lee stance in his fights, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. Naruto will also be getting the live-action adaptation
he gained a follower just from there.
Shang-Chi director Destin Cretton collaborating with Naruto's mangaka Masashi Kishimoto, which I am very excited for. Sadly, in 2024, the current running Boruto has not been able to retain fans of this series, and I believe that it has lost some relevance in previous years as compared to other shonen like One Piece. Now, rewind to 2013 and we see a modern masterpiece start airing, which would stride against the common shonen formula that audiences were used to at this point. The anime that I'm talking about is Attack on Titan. Despite being produced by two different studios for a span of 10 years, Attack on Titan maintained a cult-like following within the anime community, and is considered by many to be the best anime of all time. I still remember Season 4 of Attack on Titan premiering in December of 2020 and just how much hype surrounded the series.
I haven't seen Season 4 yet.
Although some fans were irritated with the amount of breaks the anime took, the 90-minute finale crashed Crunchyroll in 2023, which shows you just how much audiences loved this show. Full of twists and turns, a masterfully written story, and a protagonist unlike I've ever seen before in modern media, Attack on Titan is another big
He's just a Lelouch 2.0, in my opinion. But go on.
Reason why anime is as popular as it is today. Now, this next anime is a visual roller coaster that has been produced by animation studio Ufotable. Demon Slayer took the anime world by storm when it premiered.
Demon Slayer has one of the best animation, hands down. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you. It's always breathtaking. Like, I'm always amazed at everything they do with the animation. And real ones know, season 3 with Tengen, I believe, best season, best fight scenes. Yeah.
In 2019. Another great way for new viewers to be introduced to anime, Demon Slayer provided an entertaining story and likable characters that wasn't too hard to understand as compared to other anime with more confusing power systems. Demon Slayer crushed records, not only in anime, but in manga as well, with Demon Slayer alone outselling the entire American comic book industry with selling over 100 million units in 2021. If that wasn't enough, Demon Slayer Mugen Train grossed over $500 million at the box office, making it the highest grossing film of 2020 worldwide, and beating out Sausage Party to become the highest grossing R-rated animated film of all time.
First of all, such a trash movie.
Continuing with the Entertainment District arc as well as the Swordsmith Village arc, unlike many other anime that cut the budget for episodes that air, Ufotable maintained an amazing animation budget that was movie quality even for their episodes. All this being said, Demon Slayer visually is jaw-dropping, and it's clear as day to see why it's helped anime become what it is today. Releasing 1 year after Demon Slayer during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, and we see the anime Jujutsu Kaisen come onto the scene. Now, I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video how social media really helped anime reach new audiences, but I think it's even more evident the impact that TikTok specifically had on Jujutsu Kaisen when it was released. I feel as if a large number of Jujutsu Kaisen's audience came from TikTok primarily because of how much attention it was getting during 2020 and 2021.
That makes sense.
Overnight, Jujutsu Kaisen became a sensation in the anime community, and when fans thought it couldn't get any better than Season 1 and Movie 0, Season 2 premiered in 2023 and defied our expectations even more. I'll just let the Anime Awards speak to the success of Jujutsu Kaisen, with the anime sweeping the competition and winning 11 awards,
and they deserve
including
to.
Anime of the Year. The popularity surrounding Jujutsu Kaisen has been astounding, with celebrities like Usher cosplaying Gojo Satoru and spoiling half of the fandom, which I would find hilarious if I wasn't part of the half of the fandom that was spoiled. Nonetheless, Jujutsu Kaisen, I would argue, is worthy of being in this group of pivotal anime that have helped anime become mainstream.
I'm not gonna lie, TikTok spoiled. TikTok spoiled Jujutsu Kaisen for me. I already knew about blah 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 before I even watched the freaking anime. I don't read manga. I watch the anime dub only. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not ashamed. I'm dub only. So the fact that I was one of the people that got spoiled, that was just percentage of what I was getting spoiled from TikTok and Instagram alone. And that makes sense. TikTok freaking loves Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like they loved it more than Attack on Titan. I've seen way more memes and stuff on Jujutsu Kaisen than Attack on Titan. So it makes sense why the media, I guess, almost like they pushed that show out more into people's faces until they wanted to watch it. And that, I guess that's how it became Anime of the Year. Literally, the media helped.
Coming to the last anime in this group, I think I would actually be crazy if I didn't include One Piece. Now, why would I save One Piece for last? Well, to be honest, I am a little biased because One Piece is personally my favorite anime. But I also understand that compared to other anime that I've talked about in this video, I actually don't believe that One Piece is near as popular here in the West as compared to Japan. I think the majority of people are intimidated by the almost 1,100 episode count, which really keeps
I'm one of them.
group by itself in the anime community. Because of this, One Piece as an anime doesn't feel as inclusive as Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, even if this is the case, there is no denying the impact that One Piece has had in the anime community.
It's had a lot of impact.
Just look at what the LA Chargers
it's trying to catch up to Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and Impact, but
One Piece was the first NFL anime collaboration, which shows that its popularity in the West is growing much faster in recent years. Even non-fans respect it as one of the most iconic, and with the new Netflix anime adaptation, The One Piece,
and the
which
live
will
action,
eliminate poor pacing and have a much higher animation budget by Wit Studio, this will be sure to bring in those who are intimidated by the episode count and who want more modern animations.
It's like Dragon Ball Z Kai, basically. It's like a Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I think we can say for certain that anime is now officially mainstream here in the West. And obviously I know that I missed a few other anime that you could argue had an impact as well, but personally I chose these based on what research I've done and what experience I've had as a fan. But let me know in the comments what your favorite anime is and if you have any that you believe deserve an honorable mention. I would love to hear back from you guys. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more long-form content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the
Alright, so he was spot on. Studio Ghibli, I think, was literally doors in to the West, along with Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and then other animes around that time. And I would put Yu-Gi-Oh in that same bracket as Pokemon, because back then I thought Yu-Gi-Oh was the best show I've ever watched in my life. I remember telling my mom that this is the best show ever, and it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Not that I say it's bad, because it's not. Like, I still love Yu-Gi-Oh. It's definitely a childhood anime. But of course there's better anime than Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh did have such a huge impact, just as much as, not probably just as much as Pokemon, but to me, I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh way more than I was watching Pokemon. And that was just me. I was one of the people that was drawing anime a lot, you know what I'm saying? I was an innocent child, letting some people know I watch anime, or they could tell I watch anime based off of the stuff I was drawing. It was nothing but anime. So to just literally grow up with like verbal abuse, getting damn near bullied because I watched anime and looked at it as weird, you know, to now your favorite celebrities are cosplaying as them or talking about how it's influenced them. Like, it's crazy. It is mind-blowing how it transitioned like that. And I never would have guessed anime would have been mainstream. I would have loved to continue to secretly love anime, but at the same time, I'm not mad at it being mainstream as well. Like, it's like it's bittersweet, because it's like, okay, now everybody know like how great anime is. It's no children's show. Like, look at the anime now, or even back then, the blood and everything, the gore and all types of things that goes on in anime. It was not no kids show, believe me. They had some kids anime, but a lot of them was not for kids. I wouldn't even raise my children to watch certain animes until they got to a certain age. I guess it's less looked at as weird now, and it's more so like, oh, if you like it, you like it, or if you trying to get into it. Or some people be honest say that it's just not for me. And I respect all of it, except for the ones that watch it because it's a trend. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have respect for that, because you probably were the same type of people that made fun of us when we was watching anime before it became popular. Sorry, not sorry. But all I do know is anime community, we eating because the more and more it's become acceptable over here, the more and more we're getting more material, more anime. And there's so much anime that's coming out now. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. There's so much anime content, and the COVID played a huge part. Like, in my opinion, anime storylines are way better than American Like TV shows or storylines. That's just my opinion. That's why I've drawn. That's one of the reasons why I've drawn to anime, is because the storylines were just way better. Just that off itself. Fighting scenes great, and animation. It's just everything about it was just like, it's no brainer. Like 90% of what I watch is anime because of all of that. Versus the other shows I watch would just be boring to me. It don't interest me. I'm not gonna lie to you. The whole McDonald's collab thing, it's like, that's how you know it's things have changed. That's how you know things have changed. The whole anime and McDonald's collab. I seen that, I was like, wow, like anime has really changed from a secret admiration and a secret little like hobby or something to watch to now it's in the world. It's the world. You got so many, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Not only she from my city, Houston, but she loves anime. So yeah. But that's enough yapping. I'm not gonna lie, this was just a reaction video to the big question to why it's been like that. And the COVID, it makes sense. The COVID thing happened and it just stuck people to where they had nothing to watch but anime. If they was already watching everything else in the US, it's okay, let me watch some anime. So hopefully everybody's having a great day, and I'll catch y'all with another video. So remember to stay safe.